My name is Lisa, and despite appearances, I manage a traditional Japanese inn. During busy seasons, it gets so hectic that I feel like my head is spinning. But nothing makes me happier than hearing guests say, "We'll come again," with a smile. Receiving such wonderful smiles as gifts, I lead busy yet fulfilling days.
Thank you for everything. The room and the food were absolutely satisfying.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it.
It's truly a wonderful inn. Honestly, we always have a few options, but in the end, we come back because we want to see your smile, Lisa.
I'm truly honored to receive such kind words.
We'll be back again then.
Yes. Mr. Umiyama, Mr. Kawaguchi, I look forward to welcoming you again from the bottom of my heart. I was delighted that our regular guests, Mr. Umiyama and Mr. Kawaguchi, were satisfied and left with smiles on their faces. More than that, I was genuinely grateful from the bottom of my heart. Despite this happy situation, there was something troubling me. Oh. Not again with the unauthorized parking. How many times do I have to tell you it's not allowed?
Why not? It's empty, so what's the problem?
That's right. Plus, it's free to park here.
Did you see the sign at the entrance? This is the parking lot for our inn. It's exclusively for our guests, so parking here is really inconvenient for us.
I didn't know that, and it's none of our business anyway.
It's a family parking lot, so there shouldn't be any problem. Honestly, you are so rigid.
These people are my mother, Yumi, and my younger brother, Shin. They always park in our inn's lot without permission, which causes a lot of trouble. If others start copying them, it would be even more problematic, and above all, it would inconvenience our guests. No matter how many times I warned them, they wouldn't stop, and I was at my wit's end. That night.
Mama, hey Mama.
Oh. What is it, Madison?
You look so tired. Are you okay?
I'm sorry, I'm fine. Thank you, Madison.
Why the long face? You've been really out of it since earlier.
Papa and I can listen to you, right, Papa?
Thank you. Actually, it's about the parking lot at the inn. I told my husband, Noah, and my daughter, Madison, about the parking situation. They exchanged glances and smirked, then made a suggestion to me. A few weeks later, I received a call from my mother, Yumi.
So, I'm going overseas for a year, and I'd like to park my car in the usual spot while I'm gone.
What? You're going overseas for a year? And even before that, having your car parked there for that long would be a huge problem. How many times do I have to tell you it's the parking lot for the inn? There's a coin-operated parking lot nearby. Park there instead.
But that would cost money. Do you have any idea how much it would be to park for a whole year?
That's your problem, so you should figure out how to pay for it yourself.
Your inn's parking lot is spacious, so it's fine. Thanks in advance.
Wait, hold on. I didn't give you permission. Hello. She's so selfish. Even though my mother abruptly hung up on me, I decided to carry out a certain plan. A year after this incident.
Hello, Lisa. It's been so long. How have you been?
Wow, it feels like forever since we've called sis.
It's been a while. Well, it's been a year, so it's natural to feel like it's been a long time.
Thank you for taking care of my precious core. I can't imagine how much it would have cost in a paid parking lot.
It really helped us out, parking for free for a whole year. Thanks a ton, sis.
This is the first time I've been glad that you're managing the inn.
Yeah. Free parking for a year? That's the best.
Oh, really?
But if I had one complaint, it's that the distance from the house is a bit inconvenient. If it were closer, we wouldn't have to walk all the way there, you know.
Yeah, that's the downside. We can make it, but the distance is just awkward.
Well, it's not like I can change that.
Anyway, Shin and I are back in Japan now, so we're coming to the inn to get the car. Thanks! Oh, and by the way, make sure to wash the car and make it shine.
And don't complain about not getting any souvenirs, okay?
Even after a year, those two were still as carefree as ever, even going so far as to tell me to wash their car. Fed up, I decided it was time to teach my selfish and inconsiderate mother and brother a lesson about reality. You both keep talking about the parking lot, but we don't have a parking lot anymore.
Huh? What are you talking about? We parked our car there because there was a parking lot.
No way! Did something happen over the past year?
Is that true, Lisa?
Who knows? I don't know anything about your car.
What are you talking about, sis? We called you and told you. Go check on our car while we stay on the line.
Our car is safe, right?
I told you, I don't know anything. Besides, you just said what you wanted and hung up. I've never given you permission to park here.
What the hell? It's still your responsibility to keep an eye on it, sis.
Don't make decisions for me. If you're so worried about your car, why don't you check on it yourselves?
Don't mess with us.
If anything happened to our car, I'll never forgive you.
My mother and Shin angrily hung up the phone. Given their reaction, they were likely heading to the parking lot immediately. Thinking this, I headed to the inn myself. I knew you'd be here. Looks like the car is fine, isn't that good?
Oh, hello, Lisa. I'm currently billing them for a year's worth of parking fees.
Why are you billing us?
Yeah. We asked our sister, the inn manager, so we don't need to pay.
I handed over the inn to Kaya, so I have no connection to it anymore.
What?
That's right. I'm no longer involved.
Since the car didn't belong to a guest, I consulted Lisa. Once I understood the situation, I took over the matter.
We can't pay such an amount. Look at this bill.
3.6 million yen. Wow, you could buy a new car with that amount.
It's just been parked here for a year. It didn't bother anyone.
Yeah. Charging such an amount is ridiculous.
What's ridiculous is parking here without permission for a whole year.
As a measure against unauthorized parking, we've made this a locked parking lot. This sign clearly states 500 yen per hour, free for staying guests.
500 yen per hour, locked system, 10 months of unauthorized parking. 3.6 million yen, yep, that's correct.
You should have informed us before it reached such a high amount.
Exactly. You could have done that at least.
We did inform you. There are plenty of warning signs and notices.
How are we supposed to know from overseas?
If Lisa had just mentioned it, it would have been resolved.
Why should I have to do that? I have no obligation.
Because we're family, you should have.
Exactly. You should have looked out for us as family.
Both my mother and Shin were shocked by the hefty parking fee. However, they tried to blame me, acting as if they had done nothing wrong. Listen, I've been enormously inconvenienced by both of you over the years. I'm not kind-hearted enough to help people who have caused me so much trouble, and honestly, that's just normal.
There's no way I can accept that.
Yeah, we weren't bothering anyone else's parking.
Let me ask you, haven't you eaten meals here without paying, stayed without permission because rooms were available, and even taken supplies from the staff break room?
And you also took food and opened the cash register without permission. That's bad.
Taking money from the inn too.
Oh my, Noah and Madison.
Why are you two here?
We had some errands, so we came along.
Shouldn't you apologize properly for everything you've done to the inn?
And on top of that, a year of unauthorized parking. Even family would be furious and never forgive this.
It's a family inn, so we can use it however we like.
Yeah, and taking supplies to use is the same as using them here.
It's impressive you think that's the same. Lisa has been troubled by your selfish actions for a long time. That's why I bought the inn. It made things simpler.
You bought it.
You should have consulted us before making decisions.
Even if I did, you wouldn't have offered any solutions. It would just waste time.
You need to acknowledge and reflect on what you've done.
And make sure to pay the 3.6 million yen parking fee.
Scolded harshly by Noah and Kaya, my mother and Shin.
Fine. We'll move the car and then you won't have anything to complain about.
Yeah, and that settles the parking fee.
Ooh, wait, moving the car. Oh no, watch out.
My car.
Hey, what are you doing?
Wow. They crashed straight into the car across from them.
Who the hell wrecked my precious car?
Eek.
Who is that scary person?
Mia, actually right now.
What? Who are these people? And what's with this mess?
As soon as they got in their car, they drove straight into Lisa's car.
And how do you manage to crash so perfectly into a parked car? Well, it's really mangled. I took such good care of it. Hey, you do. You better pay for the repairs in full. Make sure it's as good as new.
I was just really upset.
We were hit with a huge parking fee. Oh, this is all my sister's fault, so she should pay for it.
Don't be ridiculous. Take responsibility for your actions. You're the ones who wrecked my car, so Lisa has nothing to do with it.
My car is ruined too. You better cover the repair costs.
Papa's car went boom, and then Mia's car went boom too.
Honestly, I was really shocked.
If this parking lot were bigger, this wouldn't have happened.
This wouldn't have happened if you had been careful.
Stop trying to shift the blame onto others.
My mother and Shin moved the car but ended up causing a huge disaster. They wrecked both Noah's car and Mia's car in one go. Furious, Noah and Mia demanded repair costs from my mother and Shin.
Oh, you noisy people. We just got a bit flustered, that's all.
Hey, you guys have insurance for your cars, right? Then use that insurance to cover the repairs.
I haven't even heard an apology or discussed the repairs yet.
Oh, but isn't that what you're getting at?
In a situation like this, you should apologize first.
Normally, people would be a lot more apologetic.
I'm telling you, if the parking lot was bigger, we would have been able to brake in time.
Not being able to brake immediately has nothing to do with the size of the parking lot.
You people always have something to say. Why not take this chance to buy a new car?
It looks brand new. That's not the point.
Mother-in-law, even if we're family, you have to handle this properly.
Well, in that case, Noah, why don't you cover it as a family favor?
There's no way we're paying. Stop being ridiculous.
Also, the outer wall of the parking lot is damaged, so we'll have to charge for its repair in addition to the parking fees.
What? Maybe it was broken from the start.
Since Lisa was the manager, all the employees have been inspecting the inn every day. We take great care of this inn.
Maybe you missed it?
Hey, it's clearly your fault. It's obvious that you hid it.
Mia, I'm sorry, but I don't think continuing this conversation will change anything. Mother, Shin, I'm cutting ties with you as family. I can't tolerate your irresponsibility any longer. Pay for everything yourselves. I won't give you a single yen. I was fed up with my mother and Shin's incredibly irresponsible behavior. I was done being dragged around by such untrustworthy people. So, when I firmly declared that I was cutting ties.
What? Cutting ties? No way. We're planning to live in Japan again, and we were counting on support from you and Noah.
That's not my problem.
If you're family, why don't you just live together and both work to support yourselves?
Lisa, you're our only hope.
Enough. This is what happens when you live recklessly without thinking ahead.
It's no use begging. We're going to collect what you owe.
We can't pay that kind of money.
Earn a salary and pay monthly. That's basic societal common sense.
Come on, help us out this one time.
No way. Taking responsibility means dealing with the consequences.
Please, we can't do it. Just let it go.
You reap what you sow.
You guys are silly. You have to save money. I save in a piggy bank so I can buy new treats when they come out.
Madison, that's very smart of you. You two save money too, right?
Well,
Sis, just this once, please help us out.
Don't rely on her. But hey, I'm not heartless. I'll help you out.
really.
Sure, I know some kind people from the Kyosuga group who can lend you money. I'll introduce you. So, you can rest easy about the repair costs.
No, please spare us that.
Relying on them would be the end of us.
If they're Mia's acquaintances, I trust them. But who knows what might happen to you?
Please, Lisa. I swear we won't cause any more trouble. Just don't cut us off.
You've caused me a lifetime of trouble already, so I'm not accepting that promise. You need to toughen up and face the consequences.
Goodbye, Grandma and Uncle Shin. Take care.
Mia introduced my mother and Shin to the Kyosuga group and explained the situation. The boss readily agreed to help for Mia's sake. Thanks to Mia, we were able to collect all the fees for the unauthorized parking and the repair costs for the cars and the parking lot. On the other hand, my mother and Shin's real repayment was just beginning. They were given jobs in a manufacturing company that included dormitory accommodations, but the work was extremely demanding. Although there were breaks, they had to go to the factory from early morning until late at night every day, with no days off. They shared a room, which had a window, but it was placed so high that they couldn't see outside. They had no sense of where they were or how long it would take to finish repaying their debt. Thus, my mother and Shin, who had led such irresponsible lives, were now living a grueling, work-filled existence. As for us, even though nothing has changed since I was the manager, it feels so wonderful.
That's because you've stepped away from work and can see the inn with a fresh perspective.
Oh,
It's all thanks to you that this inn became such a lovely place.
Kaya.
There's no way my sister could handle being the manager.
Huh? Did you justice me?
He called you the whispering manager.
My mind went completely blank. What the heck?
We spent every day sharing silly stories and laughing out loud. The inn continued to thrive under Kaya's management, and we didn't lose any regular guests. After handing over the inn to Kaya, I became a full-time housewife and spent more time with Madison. I couldn't remember the last time I lived so peacefully. Now, instead of focusing on guests, I'll dedicate myself to creating a home where Noah and Madison can live happily and comfortably. With these thoughts in mind, I continue to enjoy fulfilling days as always. If you enjoyed this video, we'd be thrilled if you subscribed to our channel. Subscribing means you'll receive notifications for new videos, keeping you in the loop with all our latest content. Your support is vital to our growth. Let's enjoy and grow together.